About 450 million years back in time would take you to the time period of Earth's history known as the Devonian era. This era is famous for giving birth to a family of fish that are quite different from any other time. These fish are known as the chondrichthyes. This family of fish gave rise to the first sharks, and they were famous for containing skeleton that was almost completely made of cartilage. Divergent evolution began to separate the chondrichthyes from the other primitive fish, which included sharks. Interestingly, sharks 450 million years ago were highly advanced for their time. They are one of the smartest and most ferocious predators in the sea. They still show many of the same features and characteristics today as they did millions of years ago. Many features are common between the modern shark and the prehistoric shark, however, some differ. Sharks vary in shape over time. It's very hard for scientists to say the exact shape of sharks dating back 450 million years because their cartilage skeleton doesn't preserve well. All that's left of shark fossils are teeth, scales, and spines. However, scientists have made some excellent finds. One of their best finds was the fossil remnants of one of the oldest known shark genus, the Cladocelage. Scientists found that the features located on the Cladocelage were very similar to features found on modern-day sharks. The fish had a very streamlined body structure and was about 6.5 feet in length. It also had 5 gill slits and all of the same fins as modern sharks possess today, with the exception of an anal fin. The first evidence that showed how ferocious these predators were was their strong spines composed of dentine and enamel that were positioned in front of the 2 dorsal fins. Scientists concluded that this allowed the sharks to pierce through the water like a torpedo. Another common characteristic between both predators was the fact that they were both eating machines. Fossilized evidence proves that modern sharks and prehistoric sharks contained sharp rows of teeth. They both had the ability to replace teeth that fell out or that broke off when they attempted to bite into their next doomed meal. Fossilized evidence in prehistoric sharks shows an entire fish skeleton found inside the skeleton outline of the shark. This proves that the prehistoric sharks would sometimes swallow their food whole, as do modern sharks today. Modern-day sharks share many common characteristics with their oldest ancestors, but not all. First off, the chondrichthyes had a jaw that was fused with the cranium under the snout and the eye. A hinged jaw that is connected to the skull through several series of ligaments is found in modern-day sharks. Many scientists have come to believe that the chondrichthyes went extinct 250 million years ago due to unspecialized jaw bones. They needed to adapt a better and more flexible structure that would aid them in catching prey. Teeth found in modern-day sharks are very different to teeth found in their ancestors. Fossilized evidence shows that teeth of prehistoric sharks are less sharp than the modern-day sharks' teeth. Modern-day shark teeth are extremely sharp and pointy, whereas prehistoric teeth are more cusp-like shaped. These cusp-like teeth were designated to prey on smaller fish, whereas the much sharper teeth of modern-day sharks are meant to cut the flesh of bigger fish and all different types of marine life that these fish's sharks can get their jaws on. Sharks have always been known to be the ravaged beasts of the sea. They are man-eaters and are experts at killing and devouring large prey. This does not always hold true, though. The oldest sharks known to man did not feed on huge fish and marine life as do most sharks today. They fed mostly on smaller fish. Their tiny, small, cusp-like teeth could only handle so much fish meat at one time. It took millions of years of evolution for the beast we all know today to come to life. About 55 to 60 million years ago, the biggest and baddest of all sharks swam the waters of our planet. The behemoth could reach 65 feet in length and could weigh up to 30 tons. This is about the same size as the modern-day sperm whale. This species of shark was known as the Carcharodon carcharias. Its teeth were 6-inch-long razor blades meant solely for ripping and slashing into its prey. It was so big that scientists believe evolution shrank the huge fish because the shark's prey was not large enough to sustain its enormous body mass. Over time, this monstrosity evolved into the present-day great white. The great white doesn't share the same size as its ancestor, but it sure shares its eating habits. To most scientists, this evolution process occurred many millions of years ago. But to some scientific theories based on fossils found at the bottom of oceans, the ravaged Carcharodon carcharias was still around 2 million years ago. Sharks come in a huge variety of species. There are over 1,000 different species of shark today, each with different characteristics and locations around the world. Each species has special characteristics about them that allow them to adapt to their environment and to increase their fitness. A great example being the hammerhead shark. Their oddly shaped hammerhead increases their ability to find food. Their wide-set eyes give them the visual range to seek out prey that most other sharks don't see. They do most of their hunting by scanning the ocean floor for smaller fish and stingrays, their prized meal. The hammerhead species contain a group of sensory organs known as the ampullae of Lorenzi, which allows them to detect the electrical fields created by the prey found underneath the sandy bottom ocean. This is how they catch stingrays that burrow under the sand to disguise themselves from other predators that only find their food using sight and smell. Another great example of a shark species that evolves certain evolutionary traits to increase its fitness is the great white shark. Their huge body masses and barbaric nature make them one of the most feared species of fish in the sea. They have the ability to lunge out of the water to catch doomed prey floating on top of the ocean. They also have a great sense of smell that allows them to smell blood in the water from miles away. All of these traits increase their ability to survive in their environment and are passed along to them from hundreds of generations before their time. Overall, sharks are very interesting species. They have evolved many times throughout history to become the most feared organisms in the deep blue sea.